Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Thursday, February 11th, 2010. This morning I'd like to go through something that you should be aware of in Cincom Smalltalk. I'm going to go through this for the current release, VisualWorks 7.7, and we're going to go to the Directories tab. And the reason we're going to do this is we're going to look down here at Obsolete. And in Obsolete we have a bunch of packages which, while they're still loadable in this version of the product, are no longer supported. They're things that you shouldn't be using. Some of them we've just pushed away. Some of them there are new versions of, so these older versions have been obsoleted. And these are things you should be aware of. So for instance, down here, fixed palette fixes. That's something that went into the base. You don't need to load this anymore. If you go down here to default package namespaces, again, that problem's been fixed. The package itself is obsolete. And there are a bunch of things like that. The old flyby help, that's been obsoleted by a new implementation, and so on. A bunch of things in here for WSD, for a bunch of things in here for web services, obsoleted by new implementations. Old look and feels for platforms that are way obsolete, like Windows 3.x and Mac OS 8.9, OS 2 obviously long dead. If you go down here to database, Oracle 7, database version that Oracle stopped supporting eons ago. Again, if you really need it, you can load it, but obviously obsolete. Down here in DST, a bunch of things that were implemented way back in the day that we don't support anymore. The notebook widget. This is something that's been obviously obsoleted by the tab widget. You should be using that, but if you have code that's dependent on the notebook widget, here it is. Other parcels. There are a bunch of extensions to the debugger that have been obsoleted by new implementations. If you go down to plugin, the old version of the plugin, if you've been using this in production, it's still there. You can load it in, but since it's based on very old stuff, probably something you should migrate away from. Over down here in store for Oracle 7. Just like Oracle 7 database connectivity, the store package, obsolete. And finally under Wave Server, that's just a placeholder because we've obsoleted some of the old Wave code, and that stuff's been redone in OpenTalk. So these are things you should be aware of. If you're dependent on any of this code in here, if you're using any of this stuff, and in the UI field if you're using any of this stuff, you should probably consider migrating to the newer implementation, and you should be aware that the support for this may go away completely, but in the interim, you can go here to Obsolete and get the stuff you need in order to be able to migrate. So that's about it for today. Until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.